Hello, citizens of the fort. I am so excited because today I get to tell you about zero-waste feminine products. I get a lot of requests from my friends and family and also people that I tell about the zero-waste lifestyle, and they want to know, what do you do during the time of the month? So to not only today am I going to tell you about zero-waste products and how to use them, but I'm also going to tell you why they trump those disposables that you're using. So first, zero-waste feminine products are a way to empower your feminism, okay? So we go to the store and we buy these disposable tampons and pads and do it aimlessly. Like, we really don't put much thought into it. And usually, even if our product isn't available there, we'll take what's there only because we have to. We're about to come on our cycle. It gives us no choice. Like, we have no freedom to really make decisions. And so by going ahead and buying your own cloth products, your own reusable products, you're making your own choice. Two, of course, there's an eco factor to the zero-waste feminine products. Now, a woman on average uses 10,000 disposable feminine products in her lifetime. And the first feminine product that was available on the market was created in 1888. Now, it takes between 500 and 700 years for a feminine product to decompose. So if you add that all up, it'll let you know that every disposable feminine product that has ever hit the landfill is still sitting in the landfill right now. Right. Third thing, it's healthier for the body. Zero-waste feminine products are much better for the earth and for your body. All of the items that I have are made from organic cotton. So this is fresh and clean products. A lot of the times inside of disposables, there are different forms of toxins, plastics, and these items or these materials are emitted into our body, either through our skin if you're wearing a pad, or through the inside of our vagina, because when we put those tampons in there, tampons are very porous, which means they emit and they soak up a lot. So they soak up all your juices, and then they emit all of these toxins into your body, or foreign materials into your body, and your body ends up responding through either some form of vaginitis, yeast. Some women have experienced toxic shock syndrome. These are really extreme things that we're doing to our bodies. The fourth reason why zero-waste products trump your disposables is because it is a way to take ownership of your trash. Now, I always talk about how people always say, oh, throw it away. Where's away again? I've still haven't found that place, but if somebody can tell me where away is, make sure you include it in the comments below. But for everyone else who's kind of wrapping their head around the idea that trash just doesn't go to some fairy place, it goes to a landfill, which emits all these chemicals into the air, then you would definitely understand that taking ownership of your trash and saying, hey, I will no longer do this every month. And last reason why is that you're supporting a bunch of small businesses. All of the products that are reusable for females for their menses are all small companies that their mission is somehow tied into supporting and uplifting women during not only their time in the month, but just in general. Women have to put this shame and, of course, like I said, concealment on something that naturally happens to them. So I have a few over here today. I have Pink Lemonade's pad. This is an 8-inch pad. I bought this from Etsy for about $8.75, not including shipping and handling. Then I have the Scoon one here. This is made from organic cotton, and Pink Lemonade is also made from organic cotton, and also it has flannel on the back, okay? And this one comes with a cotton insert. Here you go. Then I have this jumbo one right here. This is a Glad rag. This is an overnight Glad rag. This one costs about $25, so it's pretty expensive. This was the first one that I got just because this was all that was available at the natural food store near me. So I went ahead and bought it, and it comes with this insert, which I actually never really used as an insert. I just occasionally use it as a sanitary napkin. All right. And then I have a sponge, a sea sponge. So this little thing is my alternative to a tampon. And I have this little mesh traveling bag. A bag. It's not a mesh bag. I have this bag here, which has a little bit of lining in it. So if I'm traveling, I can put my wet products in here inside this bag, which is pretty neat. You'll also need a mesh bag, which I don't have, but they're good to invest in just because when you clean your products, sometimes you may clean them with towels or cotton materials and it'll get stuck on here. So for instance, like this, my flannel has a lot of lint on it, which you probably can't see, but you want to get a mesh bag also. This is the Scoon rag with the insert. Alright. This is the Pink Lemonade Etsy. This is the Glad rag. Nice and big. Glad rag, Glad rag. Mesh bag. Insert. Mesh bag. Sorry, not mesh bag. You get the point. The insert. And last but not least, the sponge. If you're thinking about it, I would say give yourself 2 to 3 weeks to get everything you need. A lot of times you'll have to order your products online because they're not really available in the store. And you also want to do research to figure out which ones would work best for you. And you want to read directions and figure out what it is that you're actually about to use. And of course, you want to practice. So this all you want to do maybe 2 to 3 weeks before you start your period. That way you have time to get all the jitters out. You know, it can be a little bit of a roller coaster experience in the beginning when you're not really used to it. So I would suggest definitely giving yourself 2 to 3 weeks to practice. Practice, research, review, read, order, all that stuff. And also you want to wash. You want to wash your products. Make sure you wash them. You don't know where they're coming from. So go ahead and stick everything inside that mesh bag that I told you to get and throw it in the wash. That way you know it's nice and clean by the time it's time to, do your thing. Once you start your cycle, you want to separate your products and kind of figure out which ones you're going to use on which days based on your flow. So if you have heavy days, you might want to go for the overnight Glad rags. If you're having a lighter day, you could probably go for a Pink Lemonade or a Scoon. And then on your really, really light days, you can go for a panty liner, which I'll talk about this too. When I use it on my light days, it doesn't have flaps. So when I use it, it sometimes can be loose. Be careful when you're pulling down your pants because I have lost one in the toilet, just so you know. Also, during your period, you want to watch your leakage because a lot of women, we're not really familiar with how much we're actually leaking. Like, how many cups of blood do we leak and how often? So watch your leakage just because you want to be sure that you're not getting anything on your clothes. You want to have a good understanding of which products will support you for that day. So that's really, really important. And also just relax, like chill out. I know it can be kind of intense with the idea that you don't have like this plastic you're not sitting on this plastic, so you're not really sure if you're covered, but you'll be okay. Just make some bathroom trips if you feel like you need to, but you'll be good. Be familiar with where you're going to be. If you know it's getting close to the time that you need to change your pad or your tampon, try to be in a place where you know it isn't a frequent traffic to the bathroom. That way you'll have time to kind of wring it out in the sink and not feel embarrassed. When it's time to take off your reusable feminine product, you want to run it under cold water. I'm going to show you with this pad here. Run it in cold water like so, right? Using your hands to kind of like rub it, get all as much blood as you can out. I would wring it a couple of times so you can see how much you've gotten out of it so far, and do it again. Try to get as much blood as you can out of it with just cool water, and then stash it into your mesh bag, okay, for later. As soon as you get home, you want to go ahead and put it inside of something with water, peroxide, and baking soda, okay? This is going to help to keep the stains from setting in, all right? So once your period is over, you want to go ahead and set your products into water with peroxide and baking soda for about 6 hours. This will help to get the stains out, and as soon as you take it out of there, go ahead and put it into the washing machine. Be sure to stick it inside of your mesh bag first, and then put it into the washing machine. So that way you're getting all of it cleansed, and you kind of don't want to wait off because stains will set in, and then you may feel away, and you don't necessarily want to see that. As far as my products go, most of them are pretty good at getting the stains off. However, the Glad rag, which I use very heavily my first few months of trying zero waste feminine products, they're not really the best at keeping stains out, so just be very aware of that. Alright, so I did want to show you how to insert your sponge. It's very similar to inserting a tampon. It's just that one other thing you have to do is with the sponge, you want to kind of twist it a little bit before you insert it, just to make it a little bit smaller. Usually what I do is I kind of put my knee up on something, or let my foot up on something, so I kind of give off that Captain Morgan stance, and then I pull my lips aside and I insert it like so. So I'm holding it twisted. It's still twisted, and I go ahead and just put it in there. Now, my lime is it's not the size of my uterus and womb, and it won't totally go up there, but you can see. So it just goes up. You push it up there. Be sure to wet it a little bit before you put it up there. The sponge is a little rough. You don't want to wet it too much, because then it will take away from the absorbency that it'll have for your cycle. But just kind of like take your fingers and run them in some water and like get the sides wet, because it'll soften up the sponge a bit. With the pads, you just put them down on your underwear, and then you snap them underneath your panties, okay? So I'm showing you with my fingers right now how to do this, okay? That's how it's done.